are Skullreapers, Skull Throne Besties, in patch 6.3.3. Okay, so I hadn't done a video on this unit. Let's fix that. Khorne brings a lot of offense, but we want to know what has a solid chin as well, because when you have a name like this, everyone else is after your skull too. People like trophies. Recruited for 1100 gold and 275 upkeep. On Ultra scale, this unit comes with 60 entities and 9480 health, so not as extreme as Wrathmongers. These are small entities. Armor comes at 60, spell resistance of 35%, as we would expect. Leadership of 80 is pretty hot. Speed 35 and charge speed 43 are nimble enough for infantry, at least compared to Chaos Warriors. Melee attack begins at 54 and is magical attack. Attack interval 3.8 seconds is a little faster than average, no splash damage whatsoever. So yes, melee attack 54 default. Fans of other units are no doubt jealous. Melee defense 42 is actually pretty good considering the offense. Weapon strength 64 is split base 44 and armor piercing 20. And while that's a good chunk of armor piercing, this is nonetheless a base damage tilted unit. A bonus versus infantry of 10 inflates melee attack and weapon strength further. Charge bonus is 40 and mass is 200 per entity. Traits are super thin, there's hide and forest, the baked into the stats mark of Khorne, and frenzy, which means plus 10 melee attack, plus 10% weapon strength, and charge bonus, and immunity to psychology until under 50% of base leadership from accumulated damage, and leadership started at 80, didn't it? In the redline skills, this will be wildly different depending on if you go demon or go human. Scarbrand style lords with 3 pips into blood-soaked champions gives them plus 10 armor and plus 6 melee defense. Let me be clear about this. The Skullreapers do not use the Skull Taker's redline skill under Khorne Demon Lords. At rank 7 and up, Khorne's Chosen grants melee attack plus 5, melee defense plus 5, and physical resistance 10%. For a Mortal Chaos Lord, 3 pips of Chaos Vanguard would grant armor plus 12 and melee attack plus 8. Yes, plus 8. Legion of Doom would grant rank 7 Skullreapers armor plus 10, melee defense plus 5, and spell resistance an additional plus 20%, so 55% total. Focusing on mainline Khorne texts, Rage Within adds plus 6 leadership and plus 6 melee attack, making the Bloodthirsty thirstier. Killer's Trophy is upkeep minus 10%, Blood Whirlwind grants this dual-wielding infantry unit melee defense plus 6, and bonus versus infantry an additional plus 8. Warborn reduces recruitment cost 15%, and grants plus 1 recruit rank, and it's not a halberd unit, so that's it. So how do we use these Skullreapers? Well, let's talk about the chin because the pure savagery of this thing's offensive power against infantry is so completely obvious I hardly need to dwell. This is a full regular unit's health spread among 60 entities, not 120, not 90, but 60. Meaning that even beyond being a Khorne unit, it's hard to take down with certain spells. Frankly, you'd want an Urnon's Thunderbolt over a Flamestorm if you're trying at all. The problem is that this is a slower and killier version of Gore Herd, and I go back to them for a reason: dual weapon infantry with really awful armor. Armor here is actually a lot more decent, but that only takes you so far, especially when charging a gun line. You want to use every trick, every bit of Slanesh-like treachery to get the warriors into the enemy's face where they'll be killing productively, rather than, save. As shieldless infantry, this is a high-value target for anyone with a moderate armor-piercing bow on up, and possibly the best target for lots of other stuff, even down to skeleton archers and goblin archers. Handgunner-style units have a built-in flaw that makes them shoot a little bit on the high side, so a combination of exploiting uneven terrain, having some other unit screen for you, or a very short-term flanking maneuver if the opportunity truly exists, can get you into the fight with less casual losses. From there, it's all good. Mostly. Even without the bonus versus infantry, this unit hits often and hits hard, less so against top armored cavalry, but they'll chew the likes of Saurus warriors up, being medium armor and high health, and well, they hit hard, but not even this hard, and these Skullreapers will hit more often. This unit does not have causes fear or terror inherently, so you have to get that stuff from somewhere else. 60 entities without splash damage won't instantly overwhelm a 120-man line infantry unit. 2 Skullreaper units will have that kind of effect, so whatever you otherwise had in mind, prepare to create gaps and exploit them as if the tight end is blocking for the running back, to use an American football reference. I saw this kind of reference used to explain hypastists for Alexander the Great clearing space for the companion heavy cavalry to charge deep into Darius III's backline at the Battle of Issus. Skullreapers will create gaps given time. Have a method on hand to exploit those gaps and put fast-moving units where they are emphatically not wanted. Even top-tier anti-large will suffer fiercely under this unit's onslaught, so you can work on such problems. Just watch out for expert charge defense, that would hurt. Finally, something I did not mention: flaming attacks. They're not here. Having magical attack but not flaming attack means this is Chaos Dwarf safe, will absolutely wreck a lot of demonic opposition, and will make witch elves cry. Exploit these matchups whenever possible. As for the chin, half decent, no better. Do everything you can to avoid being wrecked by massed missiles, but half a unit of Skullreapers is a lot more than the enemy's front line wants to face. If you must lose them for a useful purpose, and have something else make the enemy pay the price. Unlike a certain Regiment of Renown, this is not a Norskin unit, and has neither Rage nor Berserk. Just mentioning. Take care, and have fun reaping skulls for the Skull Throne. I'm not fixing a line that isn't broken. Later.